Hello Blues fans, welcome back to BlueTube on YouTube, where we will be reviewing yesterday's game against Northampton at St Andrews, where it didn't quite go to plan. Did it, Ben?
Well, we spoke about it before, haven't we? I think we spoke about it with Sutton. We certainly spoke about it with Charlton, although that one we didn't really fashion many chances. Getting into the attacking third, slowing down. Although I felt like we had a little bit more about us in this game, it still comes back to us not taking our chances, doesn't it? And this is what can happen. Real sucker punch, wasn't it?
I mean, we'll get to the stats in a bit, but yeah, you're right, it was a sucker punch, but what chances we did create, we didn't really feel that anything was going to come. Well, I didn't think that anything was going to actually come from them. There wasn't an absolute, oh my God, how close was that?
Yeah.
Even the goal, you just think, oh my God, it was just like, it was a great goal. It was a goal. Jay Stansfield scored, but it was one of them. I don't know, just the frame of mind I was in with how we'd played yesterday. It was like it could have gone over the bar, couldn't it? And we'd have been like, yeah, it's what this game's been about.
You do get those sorts of games, don't you? But Northampton, we'll get into the stats a little bit later, but they had a fraction of the chances that we did.
It's about taking those chances.
Exactly. And what I was going on to say is, when they attacked and they went forward, they looked so much more threatening than we did. They had a shot cleared off the line for one of their other chances. Ryan Alsop had to make a brilliant save. And I just don't feel that we hit the woodwork with Harris at the end. But relative to the amount of shots that we had and chances that we created, I just don't think that it was good enough. We need to find a way just to crack that spell that we seem to be under. That when we get into the attacking third and we get ourselves in front of goal, we're just missing that final little piece. But having said that, don't think it is anywhere near the panic button yet, because we are almost there. We've said it for a long time now. It's just about finding that last little bit of our game, and I'm sure
it is. Yeah, and it's frustrating looking for it. But I'm just going to jump forward a little bit. John Brady said at the end of the game that his action plan, his game plan, was to come and stifle the Blues. And listening to his interview that he did for Northampton TV, he was saying, and when we scored the winner, I mean, well, it felt like a winner. Those were his words, you know. And yeah, it was like a winner to them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and it was like we'd just been knocked out, you know, in the semi-finals or lost the final or something. Again, it wasn't until the start of the game yesterday, I've got to be honest with you, that I'd even considered not getting the result. Because I just thought, when I saw the lineup, May and Stansfield, which didn't really work the way that it had been set up.
It would have been a dream if it's just not working, is it?
I remember saying to somebody, literally as the game started, you know, you get that feeling sometimes, and I had it yesterday. I just said, I think we could come unstuck today. And I had that hanging over me, so it's my fault. And I said, I can see them shutting up. They literally came and shut the back doors really well. They defended well. I don't think you can take that away from them. They were literally bodies behind the ball, and they took a couple of chances. Well, they took the one chance going forward. But it was just heartbreaking the way it happened, wasn't it? 97th minute. I'd rather be chasing a game than to lose it. Oh, well, see, I'm doing it now. It felt like a loss, didn't it? And I know we'll fill the spaces in, but Chris Davis was bereft, wasn't he, after the game? You could see he didn't want to speak.
How gutted he was, and he knows, doesn't he? He knows what we're missing and what we need to do, and the chances that we're missing, they're just not good enough.
So, what could we have done differently yesterday? Is it worth going through it? Because we've got to find a way of cracking these defences.
We're going to come up against this an awful lot now. I'm really worried that teams are starting to suss us out. You know, ever since that Charlton loss, we've seen this. Just backs to the wall, catching us on the counter, 11 men behind the ball. And once again, I think it is just about that quick tempo, quick passing and move. And do you know, I was really tempted to say this the other week. I don't think that I did. I think it's about time that we just started being a little bit more speculative. taking a chance, taking a bit more risks, having a go, having a pop at goal. Because my God, when I'm watching some of the games sometimes and I'm just screaming, shoot, just hit the ball, and they play the next pass and the next pass and the next pass until it just turns and fizzles into nothing.
Mixing
Mix
it up a bit.
give them something to think about.
Do something different, because watching Blues now, you just know that when we're around that box, more than likely the ball's going to one of the flanks, isn't it? And it's just repetitive. And I don't want to sound like, because it's great passing football, but having great passing football and possession
Doesn't win you the game.
Means nothing when you go out and at home in front of nearly 30,000 fans. You're getting a draw at with Northampton against you. We have got to try and do the unexpected, like make it look as if we're going to go down the normal channels when we do fire one off, because the chances are from distance, if we can, I don't know if we practice the shooting, but I know that we've got players, we've got Iwata, we've got Willemsen, plus others that can shoot from distance. If it's not a goal, chance of getting a corner off a deflection, rebound for someone like May or Stansfield to chase up on. At worst, it's a goal kick or a throw-in, depending on how bad the shooting is.
To me,
we've seen in the past.
There's one player that comes to mind with how you're speaking there. Someone that offers something a little bit different, a little bit of flair. Yokoyama.
Yeah.
Having a player like that involved, I mean, we've already seen it, haven't we? We know how creative we can be and how he terrifies defence. He's not afraid of driving at them, dropping a shoulder, going round. He knows how to beat a man. And he's scored a few already, albeit against the Fulham under-21s. I wonder if it's time to actually start putting him in the starting lineup.
Well, he's got to do something, hasn't he? He's got to do something, and I don't want it to just be a knee-jerk reaction and panic.
No, exactly. Yeah, and this is nothing on the players that we've got already. And this is
no. We'll come to some of the individuals in a bit. I'm not going to slate anybody because I want to try and. Again,
yeah, I've got a few words about that as well. But as you say, we'll get to it.
Positive rather than negative. But
well, just being
sometimes
honest.
it's difficult.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to call it how you see it. To be fair, and like you said, we'll get onto it. But
we'll never slate a player.
No. But talking just a little bit more about that first half, I felt like Alfie May looked a little bit lost at times, and I'm starting to wonder, is this Jay Stansfield-Alfie May partnership really working?
Well, this is why, and I don't know what the reason is behind it. That's why tell me if I'm wrong. Play Stansfield on the right-hand side.
Willemsen needs to be in the 10.
He comes in from the right really well. He had some really good chances coming in from the right yesterday, Stansfield did. And May was just being crowded out by Stanno.
Absolutely. Yeah, they were getting under each other's feet.
Clearly, one of them was playing off the other, and it looked like May was playing that 10 role, which he's not a number 10. No way. No. As long as he's got a hole in his bum, he's not a number 10. So, we've been crying out for that for weeks, haven't we?
I agree with you, actually, on what you said there about playing Stanno on the right-hand side and putting May as the 9. Willemsen as a 10 just seems to be... he seems wasted for me on the right-hand side.
Are in danger of lowering the heads of some of these players. Alfie May, because before Stanno come, he was firing goals in every game.
Might be trying too hard.
He's just being played out of position. I mean, we've got to find a way, and they're great players, but we've got to find the right places for them
and utilise them. Yeah, 100%.
Paik had a good game, I thought, yesterday. Paik was everywhere.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought Iwata was he was normal self, but not quite as polished as he normally is. There wasn't those chances that he sometimes comes up with, but you can't expect that every game.
And with that, you've got to give credit to Northampton as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They crowded out a lot of our players really well, I thought, and they brought it to us. So there's credit to be had. But I can only say that to a certain extent, because when you've had 25 shots against a team and 80% possession, there's only so much credit I can give an opposition. I mean, they're soaking it up. But I just think some of those chances, we should be doing better rather than saying, oh, they've defended that really, really well.
We've got to find a way of breaking that down.
Yeah. We
have got to be that team that, look at what Bielik said the other day, things like that come back to haunt us. What he said a few weeks back about, we're not, this isn't our league, in 6 months' time we'll be in the Championship, and it's like, I love that, like that get up and go, and like it's captain talk, isn't it? It's driving the rest of the team, but I don't want him to be overconfident. Not yet. I'd rather us be sort of do your tie up and look smart and go about it and just let the football do the talking.
Do you think that we should just put Birmingham Galacticos in our dressing room? Maybe that'll have a psychological edge. Maybe see if that has an impact.
You're not listening to me.
Reverse psychology.
I reckon we should just get that shed back for them to get changed in, and make them walk half an hour. Put it next to the train track again.
Yeah.
No, but going through, like, I'm going to come back. So Alfie May, I felt sorry for him. It was just like he was being. He didn't know where he was supposed to be. I thought Anderson worked hard, but
they all worked hard.
Yeah, but he went back to just
hard.
that no end product.
Yeah.
Not his fault, but again, he stemmed from doing much when we get to the final third.
Tactically, we were just outdone, I feel. That final piece of the puzzle, as we've already said, just was missing. And you've got to give credit to their man, Rob Brady, is it?
John Brady.
So close. John Brady. He got it right, didn't he? And you spoke about
Tom's cousin.
yeah, distant cousin. And he spoke about us, gave us the praise. It's a class act again. We've seen that from a few managers, some of the games that we've played, and I tip my hat to him. He's got a result.
Yeah, let's talk about their goal then, because we're going to have to.
Well, look, I think it's natural for football fans, whatever club you support, to look for scapegoats when things don't go your way and you're frustrated. You want to vent, you want to get that frustration, you want to target someone for it. That's just instinct, I feel like, isn't it? From a football fan's perspective. And in this case, it's fallen to Dion Sanderson for a fairly obvious and blatant error that he's made in the lead up to the goal. You can't turn your back on the ball. He's let it hit almost his backside. Almost comical in a way, wasn't it? It's ricocheted to their player.
We've all played under the lights at some time. Was it the floodlights or something? I really don't know, but you do not let the ball bounce. If that ball's coming to you, and usually, let's face it, Sanderson's usually, he'd put his face in front of that ball normally, wouldn't he, if he'd known that was going to happen. There were a few chances to make decent challenge. Well, there was one chance to make a decent challenge after that. I think Paik did make the challenge, but I commented during the game yesterday, I actually did, this has just come back to me. When Iwata and Paik go in for a loose ball challenge, they find a pass. I commented that yesterday, apart from that one ball yesterday that went to them and they scored off it.
I can't
knock him.
No, I can't bring myself to...
last chance saloon, wasn't it? It was just getting the ball out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean, that Neo Dobson that we mentioned in the preview came on and he was there causing trouble. And part of that,
of course.
You know what I mean? Knew that as soon as he came on, I thought they are giving him his chance in the league because he hadn't played. He was only playing in the League Cup games and trophy games.
It's a real sickener, wasn't it? Dion Sanderson making a mistake, shouldn't have made it, and mate, you've just got to...
We can't just keep pointing the finger at individuals unless it gets that bad that it's horrendous. I was going to say, how many people at 90 minutes when the 7-minute board went up to give injury time for 7 minutes were thinking, oh, we've got time to score another goal here?
Yeah, I was one of
that's
them.
the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what? On 93 minutes, I started thinking, there's a chance that these could come back at us. It's like the new thoughts versus the old thoughts. It's like that transition as being a Blues fan, isn't it? Years ago, or even up to last season, let's face it, at 1-0, we couldn't hold on to a 1-0, couldn't we? And that's happened again now. But that started to come out of me recently. Apart from it showed its ugly face yesterday towards the end when I was thinking, oh my God, there is a chance, because they literally were going Route 1, weren't they?
For me in these times, I do naturally leer towards the positive, and I think, well, hopefully that's given them the kick up the backside to go, right, we really need to dig deep now and sort out when we're in the attacking third and take more of our chances, and the next time out we can give, who have we got now? Is it Shrewsbury away? Because Stevenage has been postponed,
That's been postponed, so we don't play now till I think it's the 23rd of November.
And to have a result like that just before an international break, where I know it's a draw but it does feel like a loss, is horror, isn't it? Should we go through the stats then and just put ourselves
Yeah,
through more pain?
let's go through them. So, do you know, I wanted to say this. I haven't got this written down, but at the end of the first time, at the end of the first half, we'd had 81% possession. I'll leave that there. Finished off at the end of the game, 78% possession to their 22. We had 25 shots to their 5, 3 on target. They also had 3 on targets.
That just to comment on that quickly. That's appalling. That is
It's not good enough.
No.
Our shooting accuracy was 12% to their 60%. 10 corners to their 2. Not going to mention throw-ins or anything like that. 5 offsides.
Do we want to talk about set pieces a little bit, Dad? They're important, aren't they?
Yeah, they are actually.
And we're not doing very well from them, are we?
Well, again, during the game yesterday, I was talking a couple of things. One was, do we need to look at our advanced coaching, as in the offensive coaching going forward? Is that working for us?
As far as I'm aware, we've got Jonathan Grounds doing the set piece coaching, and he's a defender. I could be wrong, but I know
that he's just been
so-
promoted to the first team.
Yeah, I know he's a set piece coach.
From
I
the
don't know if he's the
under-21s.
only one there. I imagine not. I imagine, there'll be a few looking at the set pieces, but I know that he does work on them, and
If
you've got
that's
a
the case,
defender
then
on
that's
them.
interesting, yeah. But I think we need to look at coaching the forward line differently now, because we play this nice, like passing game, pass and move, but that stops when we get into the final third. Like, we keep going on about it, and I sound like a parrot, but even if you have to coach your team to pass the ball into there, and as if you just keep going. Like I say, keep going, and just
Just try and carry on. Just
okay.
fight for it. Never mind.
yeah, on we go.
Our set's falling apart. Oh, sorry for the break in play there, folks, but just a quick word from KRO Clothing. Now, if you haven't guessed from the name, KRO Clothing has a few garms in the way of our favourite football team, the Blues. And if you guys want 10% off of KRO Clothing at the moment, then please use the code BLUETUBE10. Please bear in mind this excludes all premium and non-Blues related items. Now back to the video.
Yeah, it's not just the Blues that gone down, is it?
Sums up the result, that, doesn't it?
Doesn't it just? But no, so the coaching, it's not quite there, is it? We've got players that are proven at this standard that should be putting the ball in the net. Now, one, we're not playing appropriately, Alfie May, and everyone else, but the service is there. So what's going on? We need to heavily look at that. We've got a bit of time to work on it now in the. But you want to get back to the matches, don't you?
Yeah, do you know what? Once again, not hitting the panic button. It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
like we had a shocker of a performance and we had no chances made and they were all over us or anything like that. We dominated them and we just couldn't find that little
Killer
bit. And
touch.
that's
Killer
what's
touch.
painful. That's all we're missing. And we're almost there. So let's buckle in tight, buck up and bear it because it's coming and we will get there.
We haven't lost. We've drawn. We got a point. Yes, it's disappointing, but I tell you what, that tells us a heck of a lot about us at the moment to be this disappointed to get a draw at home.
Yeah, times have
Because
changed.
other times we'd have been happy to hang on
in
and not
there.
lose.
Yeah.
So let's move on, move up, get behind the team because
Yeah.
that's what we've got to do now. Don't single any players out. It's difficult to do that. I know some of the Blues fans take it hard. We can understand that.
Yeah, of
But
course.
we've got to get behind them.
Yeah.
Next game, get behind them, keep going down there, and let's get stuck in. Next game, we've got a few weeks to turn it round.
Absolutely. And we are still second in the table, Blue Noses, with a game in hand, so just keep that in
Yeah,
mind as we head
exactly.
into this international break.
While we're on, I wanted to mention that I saw an article today about old Tony Mowbray.
Okay.
And it had been revealed today that he'd been suffering with bowel cancer, and that's why he'd been removed from his duties at the Blues, or removed himself. So that's quite a serious complaint, that is, and that's not a quick turnaround, because I know a lot of people are like, what was it? And that was reported
It's
by
been a hard
Birmingham
time.
Live. Yeah, so I
Can
think he's
imagine.
not looking to get back into work until next year, 2025.
Fair play to him. Yeah.
So, all the best to Tony. 'cause,
Absolutely.
could have been a different thing. Look, you wonder, don't you, which way. But at the end of the day, health, life
100%.
comes first. So, and I also wanted to mention, Ben, today being Sunday, Blues went down to London today to play the London Lionesses.
Yes, they did.
Blues, being top of their division, Blues women, they were second, and we got a cracking win away from home, 2-1.
Yeah, well done,
So
ladies.
we're flying. We're doing really well. So well done to the women's team. Fantastic. So
Absolutely.
there are some positives, guys, to look at.
Yeah,
over
it's
the
growing.
weekend.
The women's game at quite a rapid
Come on,
rate.
we've got some next game. Someone's going to get it.
Yeah,
Someone's going to get it.
Like you say.
We're too good to not be firing, and it's going to come. Fate in Chris Davis. We're going to go and batter somebody, like Jay Stansfield wanted to do at the end of the game yesterday. I don't know what was happening there, but he was proper passionate, wasn't he? You could see the passion.
Yeah, that's why he's a good footballer.
But the ref was all, getting in there, and I was thinking, oh god, here we go, because we got a fine from the fracas at Shrewsbury Town, didn't we? The other week, we got a fine from the FA for the coming together on the pitch, and I thought, here we go, that we don't
is that
want
right?
that. Yeah. But fair credit to Stansfield. He went back to the player he'd had a bit of gripe with, put his arm round him, shook his hand.
Shows a lot of maturity.
Totally diffused the situation, so hopefully nothing will come from that. But that's
do him.
That's it.
Is that
That's
it? Only kidding. I think we can end it there, can't we?
I think, there's not much we want to harp on about too much. We probably harped on a little bit more than we needed to with this.
No, it's still a sickener, but as I say, it's not the end of the world. No need to panic just yet, I don't think. But let us know your thoughts, Blues fans. Are you weeping? Are you crying into your Blues-covered pillow every night because we've drew against Northampton Town?
I am.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.